Thank you, Mike. I do intend to inform you. I do intend to inspire you. And I do intend for you to have fun. The entertaining bit is for me. If you're entertained along the way, that's great. Now, the perfect speech in a song, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and as Mike said and everybody has said, our very welcome guests. I've been speaking for a few years, and I've been singing for a lot of years and playing music. And it occurred to me that in speaking, there's a lot of music. And I actually looked up music in the dictionary. The definition of music is the creative organisation of sound. And if you look up speech, it's not really that much different. The creative organisation of sound. Now, what I intend to do is, in this 7 minutes, is to encapsulate a 2-hour workshop that I would like to present. And the aim of the inspiring would be inspiring you to think about speaking slightly differently and encourage you to come along, take part and participate in that 2 hours of creativity, exploration, having fun and informing your speech writing. Now, I find the materials that I like to use very often come out of the situation I'm in. For example, on Saturday gone, I was running a workshop and some people, a guitar group played for us, and one of the pieces that they played which was called These Boots Are Made for Walking. And it had a wonderful rhythmic start. A dum 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 dum. And I thought that would be brilliant because we were actually doing a workshop on rhythm. And so I took that and I got everybody to do that bit, and we all ended up sounding like double basses, which was fine. So creativity comes from me, creativity will come from you. So when you come along to my workshop, and I hope you will, in fact, I'm so psyched up, and I actually prepared a list, an empty list, and I will consider my speech a success that I will have inspired you if 5 people sign up afterwards to come and do the workshop at some unspecified date. Okay, so how did I get this inspiration to do this? There were 3 things. Well, one, I was looking at how do we actually keep time? What's the elements going to a speech? What are the elements going into a song? Sorry, there's 4 things. How do we keep time? What are the elements that go into a speech? What are the elements that go into a song? And the 4th thing that inspired me was a trilogy of books by a writer called Philip Pullman. And the trilogy is called His Dark Materials. This series of books is an allegorical fantasy. Along the line, you may well have heard of the Narnia Chronicles by C.S. Lewis. It's also a fantastic tale, and it's in several parts. Now, what inspired me with this was when we speak, it's just us. When we listen to music, say for the purpose of this, with a musical accompaniment, you have external rhythm. You maybe have guitar, keyboards, saxophones, clarinets. You have sound, and on top of that, you may have a singer. So the rhythm, the time, the nature of the music is set externally. So everybody can hear that. Now, my contention is that we have all that going on internally. So what you would hear in a piece of music, when you're speaking, you set your own rhythm, you set your own pace. For example, a piece of music may have an introduction, which sets up the time. So that when you start singing, you're in time, and you know the level at which you have to come in. So you're not speaking too quietly, you're not speaking to yourself, and you're not overdoing it, you're setting it up. So when you learn to speak, you want to take those elements and put them into the song. Now, that's just the basis of it. And I just want to check, when you hear something, I'm just going to play an introduction. Does anybody recognise this? Just like name that tune. Yes, it is. So good. So already, from the beginning, we know what's going on. The reason there's two pieces that I've picked. There's Mac the Knife and another one called Something Inside So Strong. And they're both very different songs. Mac the Knife is a beautiful example. It's storytelling. It's telling a story, and it starts off with a very sparse introduction, and then through the verses, it builds up, and it builds up, and it builds up, and it builds to a climax. The other one is Something Inside So Strong by Labi Siffre, which is anthemic. It's a protest song, and it's standing tall and saying, I am going to fight back. And one has full of music, and one has lots of space. So, I wasn't intending to sing, but as Mike has set the tone, I thought I'd just try to start off and see if it works. Oh, the shark has pretty teeth, dear, and he shows them pearly white. Just a jackknife has old MacHeath, dear, and he keeps it out of sight. You know when that shark bites with his teeth, babe, scarlet billows start to spread. A fancy clothes though was old MacHeath, babe. So there's never a trace of red. Now it starts to build up, and the energy builds. You build up your energy with it. Sunday morning lies a body who's in life. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. I hope you will be inspired to come along and sign up and find out how to make the perfect speech in a song. Mr. Taylor.